If you feel mentally drained, touched out, and overstimulated before the day is even halfway over, this episode's for you. Many parents think that something is wrong with them or with their kids, when in reality, it's their nervous systems that are actually overloaded. And today, we're going to be talking about why modern family life creates so much sensory overwhelm, and why regulation matters more than control, and how nature can gently help you to restore this calm, both for yourself and your children. This is not about doing more. It's about understanding what your body and your family actually need. Welcome to Nature to Nurture, the podcast where we talk about raising healthy families by returning to what has always supported children best: connection, community, and nature. I'm Tiffany, a mother of twins, an early childhood advocate, and a family and early childhood educator. This is a space where we focus on small, meaningful shifts, on connection over control, on rhythm over rigidity, and on presence over performance, so that families can feel more supported, grounded, and confident in the way that they're raising their children. As you listen today, I invite you to take this episode with you, step outside, go for a walk, breathe in some fresh air, and let this conversation meet you exactly where you are. Let's dive in. Real quick, before we begin, if these words are landing for you, go ahead and hit that follow button. It's the easiest way to make sure that you don't miss the small but powerful insights that support your children, yourself, and the way that you want to show up. There was a season when I felt mentally exhausted almost every day before the day had even begun. There was the noise, the questions, the touching, the transitions. It wasn't like there was one big thing that was weighing me down. No, it was everything stacking up on top of each other. I remember thinking, why does this feel so hard? I wasn't disconnected from my kids. I wasn't doing it wrong. I was overstimulated. And what shifted, it wasn't me putting into place a better system or firmer expectations. It was actually realizing that my nervous system was overloaded. I was trying to manage this behavior and hold everything together, all while my body was already on alert and bracing itself. My kids, they were regulated one moment. And then the second that they sensed this tension in me, everything would spiral. Finally, I stopped asking, how do I control this? And instead, I started asking myself, what does our nervous system need right now? Sensory overload is real, and it is not a personal failure. In order to actually get back to family calm, we need to understand that this sensory overload is a nervous system issue. It is not a parenting flaw. You might be asking, what the heck is sensory overload? I've not heard that before, or maybe I've heard it, but I don't really know what that means. Sensory overload is when the brain is taking in more noise, movement, touch, and information than the nervous system can process comfortably. And young children, they are wired to explore with their whole bodies. You know, talking, moving, touching, asking, needing. And at the same time, family life is currently fast. It's loud. It's full. We have schedules, screens, messes, transition, and constant decision making. When an adult's nervous system is already tired, that extra input from the child doesn't just add up, it spills over, and that's when calm feels far away, reactions show up that don't match who you believe yourself to be, and you erupt. Now you're asking, how do I change that? The first step is noticing. I want you to start by just gently noticing what fills your system the fastest. Is it all of the noise? Is it the consistent physical touching input you're receiving? Is it the time constraints between transitions? Is it the visual clutter throughout your house and maybe in your car? Just name it to yourself quietly. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to judge it. Just notice it. That moment of awareness will actually give your nervous system just a little bit of room to breathe. And often, that is just what you need to create the change that comes next. So now you're wondering, what comes next? Well, it starts with you. It's called regulation. Regulation means that you need to support your nervous system. And you have to do this before expecting any kind of behavior to change, yours or the kids. You see, children don't calm themselves down first. They actually borrow calm from you, from the caregiver. Their brains are constantly scanning the adults around them, the adults that they are attached to, looking for these cues of safety. These aren't things like you holding up a sign that says, "We're safe, we're good," or a big smiley face. No, they're looking at cues that are biological. They're listening to your tone of voice. They're looking at your posture. They're recognizing the pace of your breath and your movement. Just today, I want to share with you how I actually embodied dysregulation. I noticed my shoulders were slouching down while I was working. My jaw was tightening. I literally could feel my hands and my arms shaking. I know my breath was shallow. My heart rate was up. Nothing was technically wrong, but my body, I could feel, was under this strain. And I know what caused it. It was the stress from work, from life, from what's going on in our world right now. And I knew that if I stayed in this spot and that I moved into my next activity still feeling that dysregulation, there would be major side effects. It could be that I'm not able to produce the work that I need to produce, or it could be that I'm not able to support the calm that my family needs. So what did I do? Well, I paused. I closed the computer. I rotated my shoulders around. I took a deep breath. I didn't fix anything. I regulated. I stepped outside and got some sun and breathed. All of this happened in about 2 minutes. That small shift, it changed how I showed up to the next moment. Not perfectly, but more present. All of that stuff is still there. It's still weighing on me. But I have taken time to put it where it needs to be and not let all of those outside inputs put me in a spot I didn't want to be. You can see this happening with children so clearly. A child comes undone after a long day, and it's not because something big happened. It's because their system is full. I know kindergarten, that's when I first started to experience this. I would pick up my kids, and before we could even walk less than a block to get into the car, they would be melting down, crying, tears, frustration, because their bodies were overwhelmed. Their system was full. They couldn't take anymore. When we stay tight or rush them through things, the overwhelm grows even more. But when we soften, when we slow down, and when we offer our presence, their body can follow. You see, children are like mirrors, and when they see this tension, they're going to reflect that tension. And when they sense safety and calm, their nervous systems are going to settle down to match. This is not about being calm all the time. It's about being regulated enough to return to that state. So for my kids, when they were going through this horrible pickup, I figured I need to have low voice, not very many words, a big warm hug and connection, a snack, and a quiet vehicle. All of those things helped them to come down, And one other thing. I had to give myself 5 minutes before I picked them up to make sure that I was breathing and that I had put things away. Let's talk about one more thing that you can do. One little extra thing that you can add in that's going to make the world of a difference. I bet you guessed it. I'm talking about nature as medicine. You see, nature isn't a luxury. It is a biological reset for an overwhelmed nervous system. Research shows us that time in nature lowers stress hormones like cortisol and supports emotional regulation for adults and for children. Even a brief little exposure of natural light, some fresh air, the rhythm of the trees moving, open space, all of this helps the nervous system to shift out of that stress mode. You don't need a hike. You don't need to make a plan. Simply step outside. Sit on the ground. Take a walk before dinner. Let your child explore outside freely. Nature often does the regulating for us, so if you don't even know how to start, step outside. Let Mother Nature wrap you up in her arms and give you what you need. You are not broken, and neither is your child. And feeling overstimulated, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that your nervous system needs support. Remember that sensory overload, it's a nervous system response. It's not a personal flaw, and it is how families can actually expand their capacity to regulate and connect. Take control of the sensory input that you allow to affect you. And remember, it's not just about letting or not letting this sensory input overload you. It's also about making sure that you are allowing your child to borrow regulation from you. That means you need to have a full cup that is regulated, that is calm, that is peaceful, so that when they look to you like a mirror, you're reflecting safety, so they know that they can as well. Nature offers us these gentle and accessible ways to heal our body, to heal our nervous system, to restore family calm. Small pauses matter. Small moments count. And calm, it's something that you can return to again and again. As you move into the rest of your day, I invite you to take one small pause. Step outside if you can. Roll your shoulders back. Let your breath slow down. And remember, by stepping outside, you are doing so much more than you think for you and for your family.
Thank you so much for joining me today on Nature to Nurture. I really do hope that each of these conversations help you feel more supported and understood on your parenting or caregiving journey. And if you found value in today's episodes, please don't forget to follow the podcast and hop on over into our free community on Facebook, where we continue to share mini moments, wise words, and genuine support. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this. Just remember, even on the hardest days, that a small moment of connection can make all of the difference for your child and for you. Until next time, take care, and I'm here with you every step of the way.